Well, hello and welcome to ILoveGay today. And this is another part of our video series, Voices of India. We were recently in India, traveling from Delhi to Mumbai, and there are some folks who we weren't able to meet in person. And so we are here today with Kanishka Chaudhry. How are you?
Hey, hi Matt. I'm doing well, thanks. Thanks for inviting over. Hope you're doing well as well too.
I'm finally getting my time zones are finally realigning themselves, and I'm back. I've been back a little over a week from India, and so I'm getting there. And but no, it's amazing to be in your country.
Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad you were able to travel after this entire pandemic hit everyone,
Yeah.
and you were able to enjoy what we have to offer in India. Meet a couple of people. I saw some great interviews happening over your feed, and that's really encouraging. A lot of good work has been done in India, and you are able to showcase it in your feed. So, thank you so much for covering that.
No, thank you. And that's the point of all this is kind of bringing a lot of those voices and individuals that are in the worlds of LGBT activism and business and so forth, and kind of just helping do our small step and bringing them to light to some folks around the world that maybe perhaps haven't seen or knew what you guys were up to yet.
That's very encouraging. Thank you.
Thank you. But no, before we get into what you're working on now, you've been in the corporate world for many years. You're at Nestle now, and but you've got these years of experience in the world of corporate diversity and inclusion and supplier diversity there in India.
Yeah, pretty much in India and across the world because I started that entire supply chain journey since 2007.
Yeah.
And since then, I have been involved primarily, started the engagement on supply diversity early on in 2007, 2008, and have worked across different continents. I have seen the benefit that supply diversity brings to the table for corporates. I've also seen that getting implemented in India, in Madhya Pradesh, long back in 1996. It didn't work out at that point in time, perhaps. They were working on the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe inclusion. Inclusion of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe small businesses, which are the racial minorities. Somewhere it got lost, but it has already been tried in India. That's what I'm trying to say. So the whole concept of supply diversity, the benefits, I've seen it firsthand implemented on our procurement portfolios across literally all the continents. And then diversity and inclusion. I started work on that when I moved to Mumbai because Mumbai has always been my base location,
Yeah.
and I started working with the Pride committee there, the Queer Azadi Mumbai, and that is when the whole concept of diversity inclusion also hit me, and I started learning. And I started engaging within the companies that I'm working with. It helped a lot in broadening my scope of understanding the whole concept, the different intersectionalities, as well as delivering from setting up diversity inclusion ERGs, etc., strategies, etc., across different corporates. So that was a pretty neat experience from the last decade, I would say,
Yeah.
both for the on ground as well as at the corporate level.
Yeah, that's amazing. But the big project, you've taken all those years of experience and I would probably say your passion for the LGBT community and brought it together into something with this new venture, Samavesh Chamber of Commerce.
Hey, yeah, thank you. So, Samavesh, if I may just explain the word, it means inclusion by itself.
Okay.
So, Samavesh itself means inclusion in Hindi, yeah, actually in ancient Sanskrit.
Yeah.
And we started thinking about, all the founders started thinking about setting up a chamber of commerce in India for the LGBTIQ businesses way back in 2010 when we were having that exposure of going abroad to a US or a Europe and working there, and we saw these kind of chambers working from the minorities, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, women-based Chamber of Commerce, etc., and they were doing some solid work. So when we saw that and we knew how to measure the impact, we thought that why can't it be done in India? And we started ideating.
Yeah.
But at the same time, while we were about to launch in around 2013, 2014 timeframe, the Supreme Court overturned the Delhi High Court judgment on 377, and then the corporate partners we were actually going to engage with, they said, "Hold on, we need to weigh our options legally. If we can do that right now or not." And come 2018, and everything gets more conducive, and with the Trans Persons Act coming in, the 377 again getting decriminalized for consenting adults, etc. So all of this was very conducive. And then we just refreshed our data sets. We did a lot of primary research, a lot of secondary research. We refreshed all of that. We did a lot of roundtables, community consultations, established the fact that, yes, this is needed. this Chamber of Commerce is needed so that small businesses can be encouraged to be part of the bigger ecosystem. A lot of amazing social work has been done by stalwarts, and I owe my sense of freedom as an out and proud gay person to these stalwarts. But at the same time, I realize that economic inclusion is key now. Now that we have, there's a huge, very competent, set of people who are working on social inclusion. I think as people who have worked in the corporate, we have to bring in our competencies to work for economic inclusion, and that is why around 10 of us got together and created this Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, I love hearing that. And what I've noticed is not only the people you brought together in India, some of the leaders in the LGBT business community there, but in addition, it really seems that you're partnering a lot with outside LGBT chambers outside of India, including I know you have something coming up with the Canadian LGBT chamber.
Oh yeah. So we have global partnerships across through our linkages across 130 different countries. Yeah. And the whole concept is that a chamber of commerce is just it's like a garland, right? Which everybody being part of that garland. Every flower is us, different entities, different individuals, but we complete that garland. So that is how we view it, and everyone else views it, and that's what makes it more, I would say, very tempting from an inclusion perspective to everybody, because everybody feels belonged, everybody feels being part of it, everybody contributes accordingly. So when we have these global linkages, we help each other out, be it regards to any kind of information, if they are looking for doing business in India, any chamber of commerce like the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, their members would like to do business in India, we will help them with understanding what the policy ecosystem is around here, what are the duties like, etc. Similar goes the way back, and then we connect our members to each other. So it's just a synergy that we have built in across all of these global partnership, and we work in cohesion. Yeah. And yes, the thing that is coming up is a thought leadership session. So we are hosting that on the 25th. I would love to invite you, and I extend the invite to you. I'll send it separately over the email. Yes. But that's going to be a very nice session with small businesses, government, all the relevant stakeholders for a small business brought together in that panel. It is being moderated by our amazing Zena Patel, who heads diversity and inclusion and Pernod Ricard, and is also one of our advisory board members.
Oh, fantastic. No, I'd love to check that out. And the reason I'm even aware of that is because not only are you partnering with others outside of India, but I would say you really approach social media and your outreach on a global perspective as well, because between LinkedIn and Twitter on my end, but I know you're also strong on Facebook and Instagram. But I see what you're up to, and you just, it seems like you guys do a really good job of just sort of keeping the rest of us updated on some of the progress you're making.
Yeah, I mean, one has to do that, considering the kind of steep learning we have had in the last 2 years of COVID. We have to use social media for information dissemination, also for updating everybody, for learning from everybody, like what they are doing, and for connecting as well. I think the world has got much smaller, and now we are able to interact more through the online medium. I mean, when I was born, it was a luxury to have a phone, the one with the round dial at home, and now we have the pleasure of talking online, seeing each other face to face. My grandfather would have considered it magic if it were in his time, but yeah, it's the reality.
No, I agree with you completely. It's made, I love your words, made the world a smaller place, and also the way we're engaged, and I would say also collaborating. We're so much progress has been made in how we share ideas and are able to work together in a way that I don't think we've ever been able to do so before.
Yeah, true. Agreed.
I love all that. So, no, mostly I'm really glad that you're able to take a few moments of your time and share some of what you're up to there in India. And on my next trip, I look forward to hopefully being able to connect with you in person.
Oh, sure thing. I mean, I'm looking forward to that, and this time I hope that our paths collide, and we are able to touch base. I think you have been to Mumbai, you have been to Delhi. There are so many more. I mean, these are beautiful cities, but there's so much more that India has to offer. So yeah, I mean, food habits change every 50 kilometers. If you're a foodie, then then you will never be hungry. I mean, you will always have something different to eat every 50 kilometers.
I agree completely. We, my husband and I, we ate our way through India for those 2 weeks. And I even had a street food, and I had a dosa. I had a dosa on the street as well. So I pushed the boundaries. But no, thanks again. And like I said, I really look forward to connecting.
Same here. Same
All
here.
right.
You take care. Have a good day. Take care.
So good. Coming back